Hey guys, Mike here. Hope all of you are doing well. Today I'm going to be talking about a quick uranium update video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Michael Hernik. I have a Facebook and a YouTube channel called The Financial Mechanic. Please subscribe, click like. I have nothing to sell you. This channel is all about business, finance, economics, stocks, real estate. I'm trying to give you guys as much financial education and my opinion on what's going on out there. So again, please subscribe, click like. I have nothing to sell you. And I'm just wanting to give you guys as much value as possible. So let's talk about uranium. So uranium is a big topic that I've been talking about on this channel. I've shot more than a couple videos on some of my favorite stocks in this space and kind of giving you guys updates along the way. Just before we go into the content for today, nothing in this video is financial advice or investment advice. Nothing on this channel or video should be used to make any investment decisions. This is purely for educational purposes, and you should always do your own research, okay? So with that, uranium is around $44 per pound US. And you know, just looking at kind of the landscape of where uranium has been going. So we're kind of in the mid to end December timeframe right now. And we saw a big spike in uranium prices about a month or so ago where we hit a high of, I think, $52 or $53 US per pound. And now we're kind of hovering around the mid 40s right now, you know, give or take $1 or $2 per pound. So what does this mean? What are my forecasts? What are my thoughts on all this? So first of all, is the uranium trade over? The answer is no. Have I taken profits in this market already? Yes. I shot a video about this just previously, a couple videos ago on this. So if you want to check out my thoughts on why I took some profits and sort of my thoughts on that, go check that video out. But is it over? Absolutely not. Okay, but let's just take that a step back. Is the uranium play going to be calm over the next month or two? And my thought is yes. Okay, what do I mean by that? I think that the uranium trade over the next month or two is going to be very, very slow. If not, we're going to see more downside. Why do I say that? Well, sentiment right now in this space is quite low compared to a month or two ago, where we had a lot of institutional investors come in and really bid up the price of the equities, and of course the spot market was Sprut's, Physical Uranium Trust, and so on. But spot, I'm trying to always make sure I'm not confusing spot, Sprut. Anyway, it's tough. Spot hasn't been really buying in the market for quite a while, and they've been trading at a discount to their net asset value quite some time. So again, just looking at sort of the sentiment in the market, it's quite low. Now, what do I sort of foresee in the next 3 to 6 months? Well, so on a more macro level, not just uranium and other commodities, but the entire sort of stock market, I do see us having a significant pullback, probably Q2 next year. And the reason for that is that I think inflation, although inflation is quite high, I think we're going to see a deceleration of inflation. So the inflation numbers, I think, are going to cool off, and we're going to see an interest rate hike, probably globally with the Fed in the US, central banks, and then the Bank of Canada here in Canada. As you know, I'm in Canada, here in Saskatchewan, actually, uranium haven. But I think interest rate hikes are coming, and I think the stock market's going to really, really hate that. And we could see 20 to 40% pullback in the stock market, and I think that is potentially going to happen. Certainly it's a probability that I think is more likely than not to happen. And I think commodities in general, including uranium, even gold and silver equities, are going to get crushed, I think, when that happens. And you know, again, no one can time the market, but I think it's going to happen early 2022. So I'm pretty heavily allocated in my investment portfolio in equities right now, obviously with uranium as well. But I'm going to slowly start moving out of equities, probably February, March. For sure in February, I'm going to start not deleveraging, I guess, but getting less exposure to equities and more sort of fixed income bonds and stuff like that. That's what I'm doing. But what that says to me is the following: that if you haven't yet been positioned in uranium or really commodities in general, there could be a really, really good buying opportunity, you know, in the 2 to 4 month range. I could be wrong, who knows, but I think the sentiment is low right now, and commodities don't do well when we have when inflation is lower, and particularly when interest rates go up and we have sort of economic weakness and commodities get crushed. It's just what happens. Look at what happened in March 2020. Oil went negative in the futures market, right? This happens. And uranium got crushed too, even though the spot price actually did rise because Cameco is buying into the spot market. The uranium equities also got hammered, right? So it was a really good buying opportunity. So what that is to say is that I'm waiting for uranium stocks to become on sale, and including other commodity stocks like precious metal stocks and oil stocks and others. And I think that could happen early to mid next year. Okay, that's what I'm sort of waiting for. Now, what's going to happen in the next month or two? My thoughts in uranium specifically, because this is a uranium video. I think it's going to be chopping, and I think we got more downside. I do. I think that the sentiment is low, and I do think that we could see more pullbacks, and particularly if we see an overall market shift downwards, uranium stocks are going to get clobbered. It's just the nature of the asset class, and I think precious metal equities could as well. But hold on a second. Now you might be like, Mike, what are you talking about? Don't say these things. Okay. I know that's not popular to say, but I'm telling you guys my thoughts, and I'm not going to tell you and lie to you. Like potentially other YouTube channels that'll just tell you that, uranium, gold, and silver is the best investment out there. It is, but not necessarily in the short term is my point, right? I do think we've peaked in certainly the uranium equities. I think we have peaked over the next, couple months, for sure. That's my thoughts. I could be wrong, but I do think that, and you've seen that, like the uranium equities have already pulled back 20-30% because of sentiment being low and so on. But are we still in a uranium bull market? Yes. Are uranium prices still likely to go higher and much higher? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean, guys, that in the short term that uranium stocks are just going to go through the moon, okay? I think we've seen that parabolic move already. But here's my thought here is where I'm going with this, is that if we do see a general market pullback where we see, potentially a 20-40% stock market pullback, again, there's a lot of reasons why that could happen. We've been hitting all-time highs in the S&P the last pretty much, 12 to 18 months, guys. The S&P is up like 25% this year. It's insane, guys. It's just crazy. So a 20% pullback in the overall stock market, not only will it be healthy, but it's very, very possible, right? And when you're exposed to commodity stocks like uranium, be prepared for volatility. But guys, we aren't in this to just, we're not here to be short-term traders, right? We're here for the long term, right? And that's the thing you have to remember, guys, is that this is going to be a damn roller coaster. And certainly in the precious metals as well, gold and silver and others. But I do think commodities are gonna lose sentiment and drift downwards, particularly if we see a bit of a pullback. I don't think it's gonna be long though. I think it could be maybe 1 month, at most 2 months. But after that, all commodities are going through the roof. Like we're gonna see $100, $120 per barrel oil. We could see uranium hit over $100 next year, certainly over 60, 75 bucks per pound. That is likely to happen. But again, remember, that doesn't mean that in the short term that the prices can't go lower. So anyway, what I'm saying is for those of you that still have exposure to uranium, as I do, be prepared for volatility. This is normal, okay? Remember, this is a 2 to 3 year play. This isn't a 2 to 3 month play, okay? A lot of people, forget that, okay? Unless you're a short-term trader, a day trader, which I'm not, and I'm likely most of you aren't as well. You are value investors. You have to be prepared for this. So yeah, anyway, I wanted to share my thoughts on that I do think that we're going to see choppiness in uranium and other commodities. But after we see some type of pullback in the overall equity markets, which I predict probably early to mid next year, commodities are all going through the roof, and uranium is going to be a big beneficiary of that. So again, let me know what you guys think. Am I offside here? I mean, obviously we've seen some pullback in the uranium equities recently. Do you guys think, Mike, you're wrong? Like, no, uranium's going up in the next month or two, and we're going to see that large peak. What do you guys think? I want to know your thoughts. So again, If you're new to my channel, please subscribe below. Would love to hear from you. Again, I have nothing to sell you. I'm just here to give you guys my thoughts and as much financial education as possible. So again, I'm going to keep shooting these uranium videos. I shot one on interest rates just recently, so check that out, what my thoughts are on interest rates. And I'm just going to continue shooting content for you guys. So if you like this, again, subscribe below. And I look forward to hearing from you guys and seeing you guys in the next video. Take care.